We've run it through the system. Only one match. A badly drawn symbol that barely remembers it on a brick wall. I've brought in a new recorder though, so that counts as something.
A lot more of them are probably going to start popping up soon, to be honest.
How so?
Calypso's been on the rise for a bit, and lucky for you, we're going to get there this evening.
Try your best. So,
where were we?
going back after the Deadland.
Oh yeah, here we go. Around a day after I arrived back home, I decided to take a look at my armor. Vaughn had snapped part of the antenna off, and I had no real way of fixing that. A brief thought of cheekily asking one of the Calypso technicians to fix it for me crossed my mind, but I didn't have a stable enough connection to the organization yet, so my mind backed away from the thought. So if that goes there... I did manage to fix a few things though, but to mask some of the damage, I decided to act on the suggestion that I spray paint my armor. A number of things went wrong, multiple paint drips, it wasn't going in the direction I wanted, and worst of all, damn it, the paint was blowing away in the wind too quickly.
What are you doing?
Eliza knew how to do it better than I did. Well, she thought she did. What are you doing? But even though this moment of rascality was nice and blissful, a truck pulled up coincidentally soon after the armor was semi-dry, and out of it walked a man I'd never seen before. He had a greenish blue eyes and almost translucent stubble with a swampy brown hair color. He was wearing a black hoodie, and the moment he stepped out of the truck, he raised his arms into a T-pose-like position and beamed out.
Lev's here.
I walked over to him, and from first sight, he looked like an idiot. Who are you?
And you are...
Irrelevant right now. What's your name, sweetie?
Eliza.
Anyway, I'm MatJam's handler, Lev. Get in the truck, both of you, now.
Why?
Arkstar wants to see you.
I regretfully nodded, and the three of us started to trek towards his truck. On the way there, he said,
Gotta say, I had my money Ursa. She was 100% going to beat Vaughn. But, alas, she never got the chance.
We reached the truck.
Ladies first.
Thank you?
She got in the truck, and I did the same thing really quickly, just in case he drove off and this was some random kidnapping. Lev really quickly sped off, though. When we were in the truck, Lev asked me,
Why red? It's like the most inconvenient color.
I don't know. Arkstar rambled something about your enemy's blood on the phone. Pure waste of paint, in my opinion, but...
Cool.
It was fun, though.
Lev was immediately attentive.
Oh, was it? Tell me more.
There was an awkward pause. Me?
No, not you. Her.
No.
Eventually, we arrived at the main Calypso headquarters, and I knew we had because when we started driving in, Lev exclaimed,
First time seeing HQ and it's full, eh?
Yeah.
Lucky lad.
The base wasn't as big as I was expecting, and it was dark with red strobe lights emitting from an opening, surrounded by trees.
Any other info on its exterior?
Not really. My memories about it are a bit fuzzy, I guess. Lev drove us up a ramp and into the opening, which was pitch black.
Here we go.
An automated door opened up from the front, and Lev drove us up into what I imagined was the lobby.
Can we get out here?
Of course.
We all get out the truck and followed Lev, who led us through the lobby. We reached the center and Ellie tapped my shoulder, pointing at something.
Look.
There were a row of coffins with the Calypso flag laid over each one, so I asked Lev, what are the coffins?
The people you killed in the Deadland.
He went along pointing at each one, naming whose it was.
Bex, Ursa, Vaughn, and Stick.
I walked over to Stick's coffin. It'd been good to me. I wanted to be emotional, but I didn't really know anything about him beyond his name.
Anyway, follow me. Elisa, you can just stand around here, I guess.
He smiled at her, and it was very awkward.
Okay, you can go now.
Lev led me through into Arkstar's office. He was on a tablet on his couch.
Welcome back, MatJam. This is Lev, your handler in the field.
Arkstar stood up and gestured for me and Lev to sit down on his couch.
I'll be back in half an hour or so with your first mission. I just have to go and confirm some data.
Alrighty.
We were sitting there for around an hour before he finally came back in.
You're late.
My condolences.
So what's the deal with Mission 1?
Yeah, what's the deal?
Even though we weren't in an argument, Lev had an annoying habit I've seen a few people do. That being trying to get the last word in every single time. Just let the man speak.
Yeah, I think I will.
You done?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now I can explain.
And he explained the mission.
I have a friend within the Scratch team.
This worried me. It was my first proper evidence of Calypso corruption in the Scratch government.
He's let me know that a few weeks ago, during the final assault against Void, a bank was blown open. With the centerpiece safe being left in plain sight, they had to move it. And that's what they're doing today. Your job is to intercept the truck, get on board, and
Steal the safe?
basically, I'll keep you updated as you go through the mission.
Alright, what's the cut?
We'll see how smoothly this mission goes, and then we'll see.
Cool beans.
Any questions? No? Good. You'll leave within the half hour.
A few hours later, we found ourselves in Lev's truck at the side of the road.
Ready?
Ready. He rammed his truck into the bank's one, crashing it off the side of the road and into a ditch. He immediately undid his seatbelt, which was made out of useless code, so I don't even know if it would protect him in an accident, and jumped out, shooting both of the drivers dead, before reaching into the driver's seat, grabbing the truck's keys, and opening up the back.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm coming. All before I was fully out of the truck.
Have you got eyes on the safe?
Positive, sir.
Yes, positive. Lev encouraged me to add the extra remark.
Go on.
Sir, positive, sir.
Good. Now open up the safe.
Alrighty.
Lev just stood there, thinking I was going to do it.
Have a go. Come on. We don't have a lot of time.
I tried my best, but Lev disagreed.
Wrong. Do it like this.
What the frick are you doing? Like, genuinely, what are you doing? You moron! What do you think you're doing? But after a bit of back and forth abuse, we managed to get the safe door open. And inside was stacks and stacks and stacks of dollar bills, follows, love, favorites, all rubber banded together.
Holy crap, man. This is insane.
Yeah, we both marveled at the contents of the safe for a bit, costing us time. After about a minute, Arkstar spoke up in the comm system.
You want some?
Frick yeah.
I stood there. He hadn't made anything clear yet, and I didn't know if he was going to ask for something in return.
Come on, man. Take some. At least if you're not going to take one for me.
Lev was the kind of guy to hit you over the head with a mallet if you didn't do as he asked, so I went along with it. I could use the money, so after we filled our bags with as many as possible, he spoke through the comm set.
Alright, now clear the safe. I don't need any of that crap.
Lev was appalled.
What?
Me and Lev started emptying the safe out, spilling the stacks onto the ground. Arkstar, sir, can I ask you why you're wasting all the...
No, the helicopter has your coordinates. It'll be here in a minute. You have 45 seconds to repair.
MatJam, do your thing.
Lev slacked off, trying to cram more and more stacks into his backpack. I pulled off one of the grenades from my belt, pulled myself up so I could reach the roof, and stuck it onto the roof armory. I jumped down, placed my fingers in my ears, and signaled to Lev to do the same.
Fine.
And he reluctantly did it. The pair of us looked upwards into the gap and saw the helicopter there. It dropped down the rope and we hooked it onto the empty safe, which I was still confused about.
Get inside the safe. Helicopter leaves in 10 seconds.
We couldn't climb up the rope because it was at risk of detaching the safe, so in a quick second decision I decided to get in the safe, and Lev did the same.
Hang on.
No! And Lev closed the safe door, trapping us inside, and the moment he did that I could feel the helicopter pulling us away. I have never been so claustrophobic.
3, 2, 1, pull!
Luckily we were only in there for a little bit, so we didn't use up all the oxygen inside.
And again. 3, 2, 1, pull.
Arkstar's men managed to crowbar open the safe with a C inside icon, and me and Lev came spilling out. Oh crap.
Good work, you two. Seems like we have a good partnership on our hands.
Arkstar helped us both onto our feet.
So why didn't you need the contents?
Well, first reason being so you two could fit inside. And the second reason is that the safe is
Made of a platinum alloy.
bingo. MatJam, Lev, this is Leona. She'll be competing in the next Sleepersman.
Hey.
Hi.
Leona, can you go back to the barracks, please?
Oh, of course.
But yes, if we melt down the safe, the melted material is worth more than triple the price of the contents.
Why would someone use that to make a safe in the first place?
Because nobody would expect it.
Precisely.
Me and Lev just stood there, stationary, confused as to what to do. Arkstar was still studying the safe when he looked up.
You two can go now. We'll wire the payments to you soon.
Okay.
Lev skipped away immediately, but I remained there because... Sir? Arkstar looked up.
Yes?
What happens now?
With missions.
Yeah?
Well, you work for me now, so whatever the damn I want.
And that was only the start. I was going on missions for months after. Helicopters, trucks, boats, assassinations, kidnappings. Kidnappings were the worst, to be honest. But we did more. We did torture, murder, everything. We did every frickin' thing he asked, but the money was good. Really good. But I started hearing rumors.
Did I tell you about the last person I was a handler for?
No?
Yeah, about a month before they got you, she went missing without a trace. No idea what happened. Archie thinks she might have just run away. Pretty good agent, though.
A couple times I tried to ask a little more about her, but what was her name?
Her name was... Now's the chance! Go, go, go!
I was always interrupted. Eventually, though, I got greedy and felt it was time for a pay rise.
In.
Arkstar, sir, I am here to request a bump up in pay.
No.
Why?
Because I'm reserving those funds for something else. Just hang on.
Arkstar withdrew a wad of cash, follows, love, stars, whatever, from a drawer and handed it over to me.
Take this.
Tied me over? Thank you. And just as I went to leave, he said,
If you ever take money from me, I'll always be wanting something in return.
What? What can I do in return? Arkstar delved deeper into his drawer and pulled out a cassette tape, and he handed it to me.
I need you to destroy this for me.
What is it?
It's a tape. Don't ask what's on it.
I'd become a bit of a crab sack, so I asked, why, what's on it? He gave a smug smile before saying,
I will pretend that I did not hear that. Just destroy the tape imminently.
If you looked closely, you could see the glimmer of the 1.0 scratch sound file in the cassette tape. Anyway, when I arrived back to my house that day, I was exhausted. Ellie had become a bit greedy too, so I was giving her a cut of the money I got, because I'd kind of dragged her into this.
Tell me you got something.
Yep. I pulled out the wad of cash I'd been given and cut it. 2/5 of it to her and the rest for me. When I gave her her cut, I gave her the tape too. Can you destroy this for me?
Yeah, of course. Can I listen to it?
I wouldn't, but I guess so. So Ellie went to the guest room, closed the door, and hooked it up, and she was unsettled.
What? Ah!
Because she ran out of the room with her cassette player and the tape, begging that...
You have to listen to this. It's...
I'm sure it's not that bad. I tried to calm her down as she rewound the tape so I could listen.
Ready?
Cautiously, I said, yes, and hit play.
Recording? Yes, okay, good. This is A511, log 49. It's been like, I don't know, 4 to 5 months since I got hired. 4 to 5 months and all of this just really feels off. This game of his. No. This shouldn't be. Wait. So, evidently I've been looking into my future missions. It's all on paper. What?
Is this real? What is this?
I have no idea what this is or why he'd want it destroyed, but dear God, this is creepy.
Could it be a decoy tape or a...
Decoy tape for what? I don't know what this is, but We do need to destroy it. I don't want anyone else listening to this. Oh my. A few days later, Lev drove up to pick me up once again, and this time he told me that Arkstar had said this trip would be fun.
Apparently, this is gonna be fun.
And it wasn't. Arkstar wanted us to watch Sleeper's Men. When we arrived in his office, he handed us drinks. The games had already started, but he sat us down and said,
Come, watch. Enjoy yourselves. You've done a lot.
and so we watched the Deadland and helped out a bit. A couple times he'd hand me or Lev the gun to go and kill a correspond. But since we had a chance and Sleeper's Men, the Deadland induction and all that were in the conversation, I turned to Arkstar and asked, oh, by the way, who was Viper?
Who?
Viper, the yellow guy. And not wanting to tell me at this point in time, he said,
I don't know who that is. Oh, look at this.
we looked out into the Deadland and saw Lyanna gouging out some random guy's eye. The guy fell to the ground and within seconds Arkstar handed me the gun saying,
You know what to do.
so I went and killed the guy's correspond as Arkstar boomed into the speaker.
Lyanna wins.
And even though this makes me sound awful, I gotta say, being on the other side of the Deadland was an alright experience. Another 2 months or so went past, and eventually we were beckoned into Arkstar's office for what I believed was the big mission. But it wasn't. Is this the big mission you were talking about?
Not yet, but this is quite a big one. But for the two of you,
What do we have to do?
I need you to hijack a Scratch Team cargo plane.
Arkstar, sir, do you want the plane or the contents?
Both.
I probably looked a bit off my game because Lev nudged me.
You good?
I looked up and paid a bit more attention before adding into the conversation. So if you don't mind, I'd like to request to sit this one out.
Why?
I'm not feeling too great.
But it'd be more than quadruple the standard payment.
I was intrigued. What's the number? Arkstar leaned over and whispered the exact number into my ear, and regretfully I was immediately on board.
How much was it?
I'm not telling you.
What? How much?
Go and train. You two have never done planes before, so might be helpful.
And on the way out the door, Lev was bugging me for the exact amount.
And did you tell him?
I was gonna let it be a surprise.
Fine.
A few hours later, after some heavy altitude training, we were meant to set off, but I threw up. So in exchange for my annoyance, he gave me another tape to get rid of, which I slipped over to Ellie, just in case she wanted to.
I'm gonna listen to this in the archive room.
And I think Arkstar knew it had been played, because unlike last time, he came up to me and said,
You destroyed it?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
But I continued training, harder and stronger, but Lev would always tease me that I wasn't trying hard enough, which made me try even harder. And midway through, Arkstar interrupted us, informing us that it was
Time to depart. Your pilot will drive you to the roof of the plane. You'll jump out and onto the top. MatJam, you use your blade to cut a hole into the roof, which the two of you will drop in from. Gently take care of the pilots and drive the plane to the location I'll transmit to you once these steps are completed. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Where's the helicopter located? I've got my gear, so I may as well just board now.
It's over there.
He pointed a bit behind me, and then he turned to me.
Speaking of locations, have you seen Eliza anywhere? I was hoping I could have a word with her.
Knowing she was in the restricted archive room with a tape she was not meant to have, I had to lie. I honestly have no idea, sir. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And I think he knew I was.
Maybe she caught your sickness?
Maybe, but I really don't know, sir. I'm sorry, but I really don't know. He beckoned over Lyanna,
Lyanna!
and Lyanna ran over.
Yes, sir.
If you see Eliza, tell her she's free to go today. I don't want anyone else getting this sickness.
Yes, of course, sir.
He turned to me, so I nodded, and he gave me a severely creepy smile.
You're free to go now, MatJam.
Yes, sir. So we took off, and just as we were about to land on the top of the plane, I realized the seat I was sitting on was engraved with Private was here. It was the same helicopter, but we had to get off eventually.
Okay, cut open the roof and we'll take care of the pilots.
On it!
Alright, go!
We jumped down into the plane and the pilots immediately turned around. We rushed over and held both of them up blaster point. I made sure with Lev that it's a metal cockpit, so don't shoot him. But he didn't listen and...
Crap.
Lev shot both pilots and the blast bounded around the room, bouncing off each and every surface. Damn it! And the blast hit the controls, meaning the plane was now redundant. Lev.
Yeah?
What the... Oh! I shoved him against the wall. We can't steal the plane now, you destroyed the controls, we freaking failed.
Get off me! We should just steal the crates, push them out of the plane, and hope to make it.
I led him out the cockpit and pointed at the crates. Look for yourself, they're made of damn wood. Lev immediately went and pushed me towards the crates, and I didn't realize that at the time, but it accidentally interlocked my belt to the crates. What are you doing?
I'm taking the parachute and pushing out the crates. We may as well try.
What? Lev pushed a button and the back of the plane opened up, and I realized that yes, the plane was slowly going down at an increasing pace. He grabbed one of the parachutes, disregarding me. But wait!
Wait for what? We've got to get these crates out.
He started pushing out the crates just as I realized my belt was chained to one of them, and I didn't have a parachute that I was aware of.
Help me explain this to Arky after we push these out, would ya?
Lev, wait! Lev, wait! And he pushed them out, and I don't think he realized that that included me. I swirled around in the air, falling as the weight of the crate took me down. Ah! It was truly terrifying, and I had no idea how I was going to break the fall. So I was terrified to unplug myself from the crate I was constantly being thrown against. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I had no idea if I was going to survive, if Lev was going to survive, or what Arkstar might do to us, because we'd failed.
Excuse my interruption, but if you were to hijack a plane again, wouldn't it go smoother?
I don't know.
I imagine it would, wouldn't it?
Why do you need to know that?
I'm just curious. If we were to let you go, we'd probably have to ban you from commercial flights for a bit.
Okay, anyway, back to the story. While worrying about whiplash if I did survive, somehow grabbing onto something, I remembered about the emergency parachute one of the instructors had installed into my suit during altitude training. I had no idea if it would work because it was a testing parachute, but I had to try, so although it was difficult, I unclasped myself from the crate and pulled the parachute. And it was just in the nick of time. Woo, 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 yes, 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 yes! Yes! I managed to get down safely with minimal injury. I managed to parachute down and landed in a ditch near a lake. I had to be careful because splinters of the crate and very sharp pieces of wood were flying off in every direction and nearly got me, which would have been very painful. I stood up and peered over at the wreckage of one of the crates and saw what was in it. Bars of uranium and forever loops. I had, and to this day, have no idea why Arkstar wanted this, but I don't expect it to be for some dandy reason. I picked the bar up since it's all I could really carry because it was really heavy, and began to trudge back home. I was terrified as to what Arkstar might do to us. This was the first mission we'd ever failed, so... Oh no. I was terrified.
And then?
Look, we're stopping now, okay? I'm not joking, I'll continue tomorrow, but we've done enough for today. Like, we've been doing this for the whole... I just need some sleep, okay?
You promise we'd finish tomorrow?
Yes, I swear on my life.
Okay. And if you don't, your sentence gets increased.
Deal. I'll do whatever as long as I don't have to do it today. Damn this whole thing.
Sister had it out on a Friday. Black enough, she wouldn't remember. Grandma wouldn't hurt a fly, but back in her day, all she had a bad temper. Always getting high in the bathroom. Dark thoughts, always flirting with surrender evermore. And I made a best friend out of the elephant that's in the room. Cause I figured, oh, hey, maybe just ignore it, it'll go away. Keep it in the family for today. Everybody knows somebody with something to hide.